Formagi YouTube video k lia oper jo tum ny story lik kdhs k oper tai men strong hook lik k do. Hook jandar. Suspenseful our curiosity si barpor hona chaye k mary vauer engage ho jn our video ko ntk deken the winter night. The winter night felt unnaturally silent. Cold air pressed against my skin like damp fingers. Snow covered the ground, muting every sound except my breath. Each exhale rose in pale clouds before vanishing into darkness. The streetlights flickered, casting long trembling shadows on the road. My boots crunched slowly as I walked, the sound echoing too loudly. The smell of frozen earth filled my nose. Somewhere far away, metal creaked in the wind. I pulled my coat tighter, yet the cold seeped deeper. The night felt watchful. Trees stood motionless, their bare branches stretched like claws. A sudden gust brushed my neck, sharp and icy. My heart quickened without reason. The silence grew heavier with every step. I sensed movement behind me. I stopped walking. The world held its breath. My ears strained for sound. Only the slow pounding of my heart answered. The air felt thicker, harder to breathe. I turned slightly, feeling the snow shift beneath my feet. A shadow slipped between the trees. My skin prickled with fear. The cold no longer felt natural. It felt intentional. A low sound drifted through the dark, almost a whisper. It spoke my name. The sound froze my blood where I stood. My name hung in the air, thin and trembling. It did not sound human. It sounded stretched, like a memory forced into breath. I turned fully toward the trees. The darkness between the trunks looked deeper than the night sky. Snow clung to the bark like pale scars. My fingers burned with cold as I clenched them. I waited for another sound. Nothing came. The silence returned, heavier than before. I told myself it was the wind. The thought failed to calm me. My chest felt tight, as if the air refused entry. I took one careful step forward. The snow groaned softly beneath my weight. Every nerve in my body screamed to stop. The streetlight behind me flickered again. Its glow weakened. Shadows stretched longer, crawling across the ground. The trees seemed closer now. Their branches swayed without wind. A faint smell reached me. It reminded me of rust and damp stone. My stomach tightened. I listened closely. A slow dragging sound came from the forest. It moved unevenly, pausing, then scraping forward. My throat went dry. I tried to swallow. The sound grew closer. Snow shifted between the trees. Something large disturbed the ground. I stepped back without looking. My heel struck ice. I stumbled but kept my balance. The cold bit sharply into my palms. My breath turned rapid and shallow. The dragging sound stopped. Silence crashed down again. I stood still, afraid to move. The air felt charged, like the moment before a storm. My ears rang faintly. Then I heard breathing. Not my own. It came from ahead, slow and deliberate. Each breath rattled as if passing through something broken. The sound scraped against my nerves. I searched the darkness for a shape. At first, I saw nothing. Then a figure separated itself from the shadows. It stood just beyond the tree line. Tall, too tall. Its outline bent at wrong angles. Snow did not fall on it. The darkness clung to its form like fabric. My legs felt weak. The figure leaned forward slightly. Its head tilted in an unnatural way. A faint glimmer reflected where eyes should have been. My heart hammered violently. I wanted to scream. No sound escaped my throat. The cold around me intensified. Frost crept across the ground toward my feet. Each inch of movement felt deliberate. As if the night itself obeyed the figure. The smell of rust grew stronger. It filled my lungs. The figure took a step forward. Snow did not crunch beneath it. The ground stayed silent. My mind raced for an explanation. None came. Another step. Closer now. I could make out details. Its surface looked uneven, like frozen skin stretched thin. Dark lines ran along its limbs. They pulsed slowly. The breathing grew louder. It matched the rhythm of my heartbeat. The realization terrified me. It knew me. The streetlight behind me went out completely. Darkness swallowed the road. Only the figure remained visible. It raised one long arm. The movement was slow and careful, as if it enjoyed the moment. My body finally responded. I turned and ran. My boots slammed into the snow. The sound echoed wildly. Cold air burned my lungs. Branches clawed at my coat as I passed. The forest swallowed me whole. I did not know where I ran. I only knew I had to keep moving. Behind me, the dragging sound returned. Faster now. Closer. The ground shook lightly with each movement. My breath came in ragged gasps. Spots danced in my vision. The darkness between the trees thickened. The forest felt endless. The smell followed me. It wrapped around my senses. My foot caught on a root. I fell hard into the snow. Cold exploded across my chest. Pain shot through my shoulder. I tried to rise. My body refused. The dragging sound stopped behind me. The silence pressed against my ears. I rolled onto my back. The night sky loomed above, empty and black. Frost formed on my eyelashes. A shadow fell over me. It blocked what little light remained. The breathing sounded directly above my head. Warm air brushed my face. It carried the smell of decay. The figure leaned down. Its face hovered inches from mine. There were no eyes, only dark hollows that seemed endless. My reflection moved within them. Its mouth opened slowly. The space inside stretched far too wide. Cold poured out like fog. My limbs went numb. The forest around us faded. The night closed in tighter. The breathing slowed. It sounded satisfied. The cold reached my chest and then stopped. The figure hesitated. Its breathing faltered. A distant sound cut through the forest. Morning wind moved between the trees. The darkness loosened its grip. The figure recoiled slightly. Its shape blurred at the edges. The hollows where its eyes should have dimmed. The cold began to withdraw from my body. Sensation returned to my fingers. Pain followed. The shadow pulled back into the trees. The forest exhaled as one. Light slowly bled into the sky. Gray replaced black. The smell of rust faded. Snow settled quietly around me. I lay still, afraid to move. Birds called faintly in the distance. The night released